Fine brain slicer, tapping riff. Breakdown of the riff. Tips.
This riff is pretty tricky, especially if you're new to tapping. What I recommend is, if you're getting into tapping for the first time, to think of tapping as pushing the fret and then letting go in a downward motion. You let go down towards the ground. Really. And you try not to hit any other strings, so you don't let go straight down. It's just like a little whoop, little down and back. And what that does is it makes it so that when your finger leaves the string, it also sort of plucks it. It pulls off. It's a pull-off. Make sure that you use a medium gain setting like this. It's not crazy high gain. It's like a medium distortion. So that way you can really hear if you're nailing it or not. Because when you add on super high amounts of distortion, there's a lot of fuzz sound potentially, especially when you're new. You get a lot of open string sound, and it might sound like it's clean, but you're really just hearing sort of a wash of almost accurate but not quite accurate tapping. Another thing is, if you're bending a string while you're tapping, like in this part, the bend is still coming from the left hand. You're not actually using your right hand finger to do the bend as much as your left hand is bending while your index is down. Finally, since tapping is seen as sort of a fast technique, like you hear it most of the time to create fast sounds, it's important to remember that most of the time you spend practicing tapping should be at a slow tempo. It can be harder to tap at a slow tempo because it naturally wants to go fast, and it's harder to be precise and to actually tap hard enough to make notes come out when you're going slowly. When you're going faster, you're hitting the string with more velocity, so it's easier to actually get that tapping tone out. But the thing is that if you don't work on it slowly and really get it clean at the slow tempo, it'll be fast, but it'll be mush. And you really want that clarity, especially when you're turning tapping into a riff. That's not going to float over the music. That's going to be a core rhythmic component. So really, I gotta extra emphasize, take your time slowly with the metronome doing this. And I hope it's fun too.